Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ayu Widya Puspa. I will present about rules. The first is I will explain to you about grammar, rules, and meaning. Rule is used in active and passive construction and preposition in English. Grammar is system of language. Meaning is message conveyed by word, sentence, and symbolic in the context.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Novaliza. Now I want to explain about criteria for rules. If we talk about criteria for rules, is how we decide how many rules are needed in the analysis of a given language. Intuitions may be the starting point of the analysis. The central criteria are grammatical or syntagmatic or morphological. We will find ourselves working with very general rules, but the interpretations of any clause combines information from the syntagmatic structure, including rules, information from the lexical verb, and information from the lexical nouns inserted into a given structure. Rules are treated as assigned to nouns, since nouns are the heads of noun phrases. The property of being an agent or patient, say, spreads from nouns to the noun phrases that they have. To more understand, I give the example. The first example is the baby killed the biscuit, and the second example is the baby is heavy. Okay, now I want to analyze the first example is baby is a agent and biscuit is a patient. Since it is not obvious what roles is to be assigned to baby in the second example before, we will leave the rule undecided for the moment. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
I am Ibta Hurzana and I will explain about roles and role players. Role play is a useful part in the analysis of the syntax and the interpretation of the various contractions. There are some typical of roles. They are agent, patient, instrument, goal, place, and source. Before I give you the example, I will explain the definition of them. The first is agent. Agent is the doer. And the second is patient. Patient is the undergoer. The third is instrument. Instrument means the medium. The fourth is the goal. Goal means the location. And the last is source. Source is the location from something moved. Okay, I give the example. Jim was heavily chopping logs. In this example, Jim as an agent was heavily is a goal and the chopping is the instrument and logs is the patient. I think that's all and I give back to my friend.
Hello, I'm Nida Maulida. So I got a part to explain you about the problem with patient. The theme is planting roses. So here we're gonna talk about a set of example and whether they relate to the word that uh, that as conceived and perceived as or by ordinary speaker of human language. And then here the example, there's number 34, number 35, and number 36, and then 37. The 34, the 34, there's two parts, A and B. The part A is the gardener planted the roses in the garden. And then the part B is the gardener planted the garden with roses. So here in syntax, if there's different meaning accompany different in syntax. So the different one is in word order. In the word order, there is planted rose in the garden in the 34A, and there is plant garden with roses in the 34B. So the next difference is the preceded preposition. Preceded preposition in 34A, there's a garden, but in the 34B, there's a roses. And then the next difference is in the 34A, use in to as a preposition, but in the 34B, use with. And then the next is the garden. The garden is the direct object with a plant. And then in the 34A, but in the 34B, the roses is the direct object. So the last, no, not the last, but in here, between we talk about the different and then etc. Between the sentence, we just it just make us focus to the roses or the garden. So to the difference extend to order construction as shown by 35, the example 35 and 36. So the 35 have two parts also. There's A and B. The A is, it was roses that the gardener planted in the garden. And the B, it is the garden that the gardener planted with roses. And the 36, there is a roses are certain to be planted in the garden by the gardener. And the B is, the gardener is certain to be planted with roses by the gardener. So here, just there's two conclusion from the different extents or construction as shown. There's example all have the same meaning ambiguities, and the second is example all have the interpretation that the garden filled with roses. So here the end of the part is we gonna pick up the above mention of the grammatical criteria and reminding ourselves that rules are not infinite just on the basis of instruction. Example in the 37. The example is Helen sent a scrap to Jim for Margaret. So here Jim is a goal. Why? Because there is two Jim in this sentence. Jim is a goal because this scrap will give to Jim, and Jim is will give it also to Margaret. So here from the book that I understand that the Jim is the goals from this sentence because there is two Jim there. And then also we cannot take two goals in our analysis of the example number 37, because if we take two goals, we will fall of the new participants. Alright, and then I think that's all. I think it's enough. Thank you so much.